Every man has a place in his heart, there's a space, and the world can't erase this fantasy. Take a ride in the sky on a ship that's aside. All your dreams will come true. Miles away, and we will live together until the 12 of never. Our voices will be forever as one. Every thought is a dream, pushing by in a stream, bringing light to the kingdom of dreams. Take a ride in the sky on the ship that's aside. All your dreams will come true. Miles away, our voices will reach forever until 12. Never we all will live love forever as one. Gonna see victory in a land of fantasy. Every life for you and me to behold to your soul is ecstasy. You will find all the time that it is in search of you. Realize and want you to recognize it's your life, not it's you. Ooh, and as you stand for the play, trying to see as it's all for you. Growing life will see you through. It's your day, shining day, all your dreams are true. As you fly in the sky, the wind has to find a way. Give a smile from your lips and say, I'm free, so free, that's all I All right, let's get it in, Tim.
Let's get it.
Cherokee, how you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing now? What's going on, you?
Ain't much going on. Ain't much going
That's what's
on.
up.
So we gonna talk about the reptilian complex, right?
That's right. That is right.
Oh, okay. So, and we didn't tell anybody we was doing this live. We just went on ahead and went live. So whoever joined, they joined. You could see it afterwards, but
Yeah.
we didn't have a chance to tell people. But we want people to know about the separation, the Bacon Rebellion, how it was a time where black and white people both was indentured servants. And when the Bacon Rebellion happened, the black and white people was fighting against the government. So they had to separate us. And I'm not telling you to mix with them. I'm not telling you none of that. But They keep us separated. They keep the black and white separated. We the only ones out here putting out information.
Yeah.
The black people and the white, the melanated people and the carbon and the Caucasians is the only two people that's putting out information. That's
Yeah.
trying to open doors so we can see things differently.
Yeah.
And they're going to continuously do that. And you got melanated people doing the same thing that these Caucasians is doing.
Yeah.
The Ku Klux Klan was organized by melanated people. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why under a lot of them white masks, you saw brown copper hands and black hands.
Yeah.
So tell me about the reptilian complex, Cherokee.
Okay, first of all, the reptilian complex. Okay, people got to realize you got to know how your spirit operates with the chakras, and your third eye. The reptilian complex is behind your pineal gland, and when the how can I put it? The reptilians, people don't realize the story of Adam and Eve was the real fact behind that story is how the reptilians made an agreement with people that looks like us because people don't want to acknowledge, mainly melanated people don't want to acknowledge the people who was fighting before we came to Earth looks just like us. People think the Anunnaki is having our back. No, they do not. They're the ones that made a deal with the reptilians, and they agree in order they're going to get weapons and technology from the reptilians, and they made an agreement to breed with our women and men, and so they can survive. So basically, when they had breeded with us, they just it was just a hot mess. So the reptilian complex is just something like you're gonna have animal instincts, sexual animal instincts. That's all it is.
And
But
what is the? Yeah,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So basically, people got to realize that you can't point fingers at the right people because you got reptilians that looks like us, and then you got reptilians that look like white people. And
Yes.
the main thing they did was cause confusion. Everything is a contract in the spiritual realm and the physical realm. So they made an agreement with the Anunnaki that looks like us that we was fighting, that basically that they're gonna get our weapons, they're gonna mess with our women and men, and they're gonna treat us like slaves. So it's all about energy. So if you got low frequency and low energy, you are enslaved and entrapped to them. That's part of that hidden contract people don't even know about. So basically, they made this so-called system here on this planet, which belongs to us, and basically, how can I put it? Hmm. So basically, this is basically a farmland. So they can breed with us, and then if they can make you as a prey, they can eat you. So that's why we're in the situation we're in now. It's an agreement. The Anunnaki and the reptilians, they get along so they can survive. So for you baby mamas and baby daddies that's wondering why you have messed up children and wonder why the person knocked you up and they disappear, what they did was they shapeshift to look like me and you and shapeshift to look like white people. And that's why I said looks can be deceiving. You can't go off of looks, you can't go off of words because their goal is to breed with us to get your angelic DNA. That's why I tell people all day, every day, it's not because of how you look, why they hate you, it's the way you are created. We got that angelic DNA, and the reptilians know how powerful we are, and they are afraid of us. And they put fear on this earth because once you have fear in your system, in your DNA, which fear is not free, we wasn't created to have fear. People got to realize that. So once they had that fear in you, that's when they can attack you. It's all about energy because once your frequency all up there, they fear you. So when they see that, that's why they want to breed with you and breed with white people. That's why they came up with this racism, and they don't even know race is an illusion. It's a big giant chess game. That's all it is. Because what is chess? Black and white, correct? So that's all it is a big giant game for them because they trying to survive. So they put all this other stuff like black, whites, Asians, things like that as a distraction. It's all about your energy, your soul, and your spirit. It's all about good versus evil. So basically, They turned this into a whole slave thing. So they created these corporations with these people, the Anunnaki that looks like us. They created that. So they trying to take all your energy, because the more energy they take from people like me and you, they get more energy and they use it against you instead of you going inside. That's why they want you to look at the news and everything to promote fear. Because the more fear that that's promoted on him, you, and whoever's watching, the more they're going to take advantage of that. It's called separate and conquer. I'm going to post it on my page, the Fallen Angels Creed. That's part of it. The reptilians is part of that Fallen Angels Creed, so they can have control of this earth. So what happens, like if you mess with the wrong one, people don't realize sex is very, very important. You got to watch how you have sex, and you got to be very careful because you don't know who you're messing with. You have no idea. So what they do is they'll come mess with our women, get the DNA, and even the women come from underground, mess with our men, and then they disappear. They go underground. So that's why they breed with us, and then they come in here into our situation saying, "Yeah, we won't, blah blah blah." But really, they just on survival mode. And then when you least expect it, if you really really low, they're gonna get you and they're gonna eat you. That's what it's all about. That's why they said, according to law, if you so-called U.S. citizen, that means you're chattel, which is cattle, like the cows in the field. The only thing they want us to do is fuck, work hard, and be slaves, so they can breed and stay alive. Basically, that's what it's all about. That's why the energy is all about energy. Once you feel that energy, because you can feel reptilian energy, and they know your energy. They know us more than you think. Your enemy's gonna watch you more than anybody else. That's why we're in the situation we're in now. The people that looks like you are the ones that made us prisoners of war, and we was fighting them before we came here. Is there any more questions about
Yeah,
that?
I got some questions to ask you,
Okay.
but I
Okay,
want
go ahead.
to add on to that. And the reason why, another reason why we deteriorate, because along with these traits, you
Yeah.
also got the over sexuality.
Yeah.
They oversex.
Yeah.
They have no accountability. They
Yeah.
lazy. There's no order in their life. You can know the traits of these people. They destructive. Anything they touch, they destroy, and
Can
that's
I
how
ask
you
you?
know who they are. And another thing, when it comes to our people don't understand. I'm a middle-aged woman, so people don't understand why people age like they do. We
Yeah.
live 300 to 1,000 years. A lot of us lived 1,000 years because we are
Yeah.
the original beings of this earth.
Yeah.
So what the first thing they had to do, they had to take over the agriculture, meaning the farming. They had
Yeah.
to take over the farming. So basically they took everything that can help you survive, everything that can help you, um, your strength to come back. They
Yeah.
took that out of they took all of that out of the oranges and stuff like that. They took all of the vitamins that you needed out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Then what they did is, they never told us how to take care of ourselves. When we was in school for them
Mm-hmm.
18 years, they didn't teach us anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
They played games with us. We went on trips, but they never taught us the way to live our life. Then what they do is, by us not being able, knowing how to take care of our skin properly, our skin, this dead skin, constantly
Yeah.
we don't know how to scrub our skin. We don't know how to do none of that. So that dead skin is on us. So what happens is our skin begin to sag,
Yeah.
because we at 50 years old, you're not supposed to be broke up and messed up. That
Yeah.
it don't happen that way.
Yeah.
But you notice a lot of our people, they don't live past 50.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they have did a lot of stuff. Along with them destroying us, they allowed us to, they put something in front of us, because we wasn't over agriculture anymore. We was the ones that picked cotton. We was those people. They
Mm-hmm.
took that from us. Now they give us the food. We go to the store and we buy our food.
Mm-hmm.
But we have farm. Everybody in each one of their yards, they had a garden. We don't have that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand, I understand that when you talk about sexual, over being over sex and all of this stuff, people get angry about that stuff because they don't want to hear that. They want to think they can constantly keep living the life they live in, and everything just gonna plop in their lap. And that's not
And I
how
want,
life works.
and can I add to that?
Go ahead.
All right. The reason why they do that because that's part of the plan. Before the reptilians came here on Earth, they made a plan on what they was going to do before they took over. And that's where you got this rap music. And one thing Kanye West said, people think he's crazy. He said they did that to throw your chakras off. So you can't think straight. So when people talk about we all need to get along, it's them reptilians that's trying to blend in. Look at snakes, for example. Snakes can blend in the trees and anywhere. And before you know, you take one wrong step and they bite you. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's
It's the
true.
same thing in the melanated community. They're going to blend in, fuck the women and the men, and disappear. So the more of them come, the better opportunity they're going to have to take over our land and world. Not just the land, but the world. And I want to add this: the problems of the black community, the melanated community. Can I add that,
Go ahead.
if you don't mind? So the first one is, first of all, when we was sitting here, when we was born, what they always say, they always force us in religions, Christianity, which was created by the reptilians and people that's not from here. That was
Yes.
the first thing. And then they always say, don't question God. First of all, what God are they worshiping? Because you got to remember, the pastors of this church, aka church, people don't even know what church means, which I'm going to get to later on. And most, and 95, I'm going to say 99.9% of them are Freemasons. And they all down with the reptilians. They're not going to tell you or anybody that they're down with them. But if you operate within your spirit and in truth, because the Bible says operate in spirit and truth, and what they mean by that, energy never lies. Go by your energy because it will lead to nothing but truth and honesty and who you really are within your spirit and your soul. And but
Yes.
the universe said, in order to know who you really are, only thing you gotta do is ask. But these pastors, they put fear in people because they talk about if you question God, you're going to hell. I think, shoot, if you're in the 3D system, you're already in hell. Number two, melanated people always got to blame things on the devil. That's another thing. That's another thing that will mess up people's energy and frequency. You gotta point at yourself on things you gotta do to make yourself better spiritually and physically. You can't blame everything on the devil. That's making you spiritually weak. And that's not right. And like I said, 95.9% of these pastors, and I'm gonna up it to 99, are Freemasons. And we was forced into religion. And guess what? And when we ask questions about why we're going to church, what's the point of it? We get threatened to get our ass whooped. I know I did when I grew up. My brothers
I
and
did
sisters,
too.
we ain't gonna go to no daggone church. And I know when I was little, shoot, we used to do stupid stuff, but we was forced in religions. And then on top of that, shoot, there's liquor stores and churches on every corner, which is spirit stores. So people will leave church, they go straight to a liquor store when you drinking spirits, which also putting your third eye to sleep. Your chakra shut down and you're being controlled, which people don't even know. When you put those spirits inside your body, they are taking control of your free will. That's part of that hidden contract people don't even know about because people
Mhm.
don't understand that the spiritual realm and the physical realm got laws you got to abide by. And these people coming in here trying to cause confusion, thinking you can do what you want to do, listen to what you want to listen to, fuck who you want to fuck, and don't even know there's consequences behind the contracts in each round. That's why people are stuck in where they're stuck at and can't even operate higher. That's another thing. And then on top of that, the main thing, they put fear into our people. That's why not too long ago, me and my partner Rebel, we trying to encourage y'all to bring your warrior spirits back because people don't even realize there's um different types of species outside this dimension. And we are, I ain't gonna say was, we are the most powerful people ever created. So guess
Yeah.
what? They gotta put fear in you. I was in law enforcement for over 12 years and I got out of that shit because it's all about fear. Okay, be careful, but you can't call yourself woke and then come to me behind the scenes or go to Rebel behind the scenes and be like, you got to watch what you say. You might go to jail. You might get shot or killed. You got to realize if you're protected and you know what you're doing and you fighting for the side of good and you got that that spirit of fighting back, that warrior spirit, they cannot touch you. That's the laws of the spiritual realm. I'm telling you, people, there's nothing wrong with representing if you Cherokee or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's bigger than that. What these reptilians and these Freemasons are doing, they use that against you. That's why we're telling y'all, get away from this American Indian stuff. Now, when you're doing business and things like that, that is fine. You use it for business only. But what me and Rebel's telling y'all, we are greater than that. Operate, open your warrior spirit, get it back, because because shit fixing to go down, and we're not afraid of that because we know who we are. You that's watching us, you gotta really you gotta operate knowing that you're powerful, you're greater than that. That's what it's all about. And that's the problem with our people. You gotta realize everybody's not human that we dealing with, man or woman. I'm gonna say man or woman because human mean monster, but
Yeah, there you
everybody's not
go.
man or woman that you around. And that's why these families is fucked up, because we are in spiritual training, and we might be sent here through families that we was fighting before we got here, that make you spiritually powerful to get everything back to normal. That's something you got to think, and you got to ask the universe, and the universe will reveal it to you. But one thing that's the beauty of it, it's gonna catch you off guard when the answer come to you. That's
Mm-hmm.
one thing you need to realize.
Mm-hmm. Can you describe some of the species that's on the earth? I know we don't know how many is on the earth, but can
Mhm.
you describe the different species that's on the earth? Like college professors, the Greys, and all of them. Can you describe that to the people?
Yeah, I know when I had to work at a certain site last year, and I had to get some type of clearance in order to work there. So I worked around reptilians and people. You got That's why we say operate in within energy, and you would know who's man or woman, who's a different species. So I dealt with one dude, and I knew he was weird because he kept asking me, "Do I have a gun on me?" And I'm like, no, but I really did. It's none of his business. And he drank a whole bottle of liquor like that, like water. I'm talking about nonstop. And I knew he was not man or woman. You got Dracolians, and I don't know if you've seen this show called Star Trek. There was this melanated dude. He had a big old forehead.
I
That
remember
represents a
that.
Dracolian. Okay, and then you got elves. You got the light elves and the dark elves. Now the dark elves, they work with the Anunnaki, and they put winter on Earth. So here's a message for today: winter is not normal, because they did because the sun give us energy through our chakras. We are powerful through the sun, so they had to do something in order so they can survive here. But that's where they created winter, and that's why they came up with this global warming mess. Global warming is not bad. It's just Mother Earth going back to her normal self because it's originally a tropical planet. And when the Earth go back to a tropical planet, then we're gonna get our full powers back. That's why they're fighting against it, because they're fighting against us getting our powers back. So you got the elves, and then you got the grays. They are very intelligent people, but they have no, how can I put it? They have no emotions at all. They got a lot of technology, but they're breeding with our people too. That's why I say the 3D system is nothing but a big giant farmland, because all the species breeding with us because their main focus is get that angelic DNA from us. That's what it's all about, because we're not ether beings, and they trying to get it, but they cannot. But at the same time, if your energy's messed up, you're gonna be prey to them. It's all about energy. They trying to get our energy because they trying to take over everything, but it's not happening, it's not working, and they see that and they are afraid. So you got different types of grays, and there's a movie called Alien. That's basically another breed from the grays, and they have no emotion. If they walk in somewhere and they see you right there, they're gonna act like you never there. They just gonna keep going.
And
But
I've met people like that.
they always test on us. They always done that. That's why me and Rebel always tell people, go by energy, and they can't touch you, and they're gonna fear you. And I'm gonna tell you another thing: that movie They Live is the truth, because them judges, these police officers, everywhere you go, a lot of them are reptilians. Because you remember we went to Texas, right?
Yeah.
Me and you had an agreement. That judge was not human, was not man or woman. That was a reptilian, and he couldn't even look at you.
No, he couldn't look at me. He
Now
wouldn't. He kept his
reptilians know
head
who
down.
you are. They know who you really are within your soul and your spirit. That's why they act like a certain way, because they feared you, they feared me. But the ones that they know they can get, you better be careful.
Yeah,
But those are the
they can
ones I
get.
know so far. But them elves, yeah, they here too.
Well,
They
well, what
underground.
you was telling me about the graves that the professors at the colleges and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They just are trying to find new technology and weapons to try to get that angelic DNA. They all got one goal, is to get that angelic DNA from me and you and other people that looks like us.
yeah, and
That's what
that's
it's
why
all
they.
about.
Yeah, that's why they have to keep us on the bottom. And
Hmm.
see, one thing that I tell everybody, and this is when I woke up. I was a Christian at first. Before I became a Pan African, I was a Christian,
Yeah.
and I was in the church, and it was a guy that came to the church, and he asked me. He said, "What do you want?" And I could have asked for anything. I could have asked for anything, and I said, "I want to be free." And it was a wind that came. I remember this wind came and it knocked me down. It came from the sole of my feet to the crown of my head. And I was in the church now. I'm not there now, but I was in the church. And
Yeah.
when I got up off that floor, I remember everything that happened. And when I got up off that floor, this is who I turned into. That's all I remember. And I got that about a year later, I got kicked out the church because I started questioning things. See, that these pastors also understand they can only keep a certain type of people. You got to be brainwashed in order for them to keep you. But see, your chakras is even in the Bible. A lot of people don't know it, and I know the Bible is allegory. Hear me out,
Hmm.
okay? When you go to the epistle, and I know the Bible very well. When you go there and when you read the epistle, when it talk about the man with the bottle of water, that's talking about the Aquarius age where we at right now.
Hmm.
It said when that man entered the house, you enter that house, meaning have to go within yourself. It said go to the upper room. That meaning the upper consciousness. And then he said, then I will teach you. I'm not talking about no Jesus. I'm talking about what's within you. We don't go by that over here. That's not what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
a lot of people, because they do not know it, the Bible is nothing but an allegory. It's just philosophy. That's all it is.
A study
It's
guide.
Yeah, it's not there to you. If you sit up here and you believe everything when you read it, and like the Noah's Ark, if you read that and you believe just what that said, that's what it says, and these animals was pissing and shitting on a boat, how they couldn't have lived like that.
Yeah.
So you know that is not. It's an allegory.
Hmm.
If you also read the Bible, say, okay, it go to and fro, seeking to whom the devil go to and fro, seeking to whom he can devour.
Hmm.
It happens to us every day.
Yes, it
People
does.
try to call you, try to get with you, and then when you get with them, they mess up your whole life.
Yeah.
That's what it's talking about.
Yeah.
So, what we got to do, we got to understand that we got to open up our chakras. And a lot of people do not know what the chakras is. The chakra, when it opens up, that's why a lot of us is here. When the chakras open up, when you're a child, your chakras is already there.
Yeah.
That's why you had that soft spot on your head.
Yeah.
That and remember they used to always say, "Don't touch that soft spot. Don't touch
Hmm.
that soft spot." Remember they used to always say that because that's your chakras is connected to your brain and then your spinal cord.
Yeah.
This is why a lot of our people is sick. But do you know, Bibles 100 years ago talked about chakras? It don't talk about it now because it had to take you away from you understanding yourself and going from within.
Hmm.
Remember in the 1990s when all of us was waking up? It was 1999. Remember Prince said, 1999 he came out with that song? That's when we all start to wake up.
Hmm.
And many people didn't wake up. And those are the ones that's suffering right now.
Hmm.
And I believe that we all had a chance to do it, but they didn't want to listen to that. They wanted to
Hmm.
continuously do the stuff they were doing. And
Hmm.
now they run into us asking us, what can we do? I only got enough oil for myself. The same thing as Cherokee. I can give you the information.
Yeah.
I can give you this information, but you got to put in the work. If you're not willing to turn your back on all of this carnal stuff, and when I say carnal stuff, what I mean is, I mean that it's not natural. Because anytime you have a mother, and all of us have a mother and father,
Yeah.
and you get a woman and you run through women, you can't do stuff like that. You got
And
to
can I add
really
to
be
that?
careful of how you treat people.
And I want to add to that if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
All right, and it goes back. If you running through men and women, you're taking those spirits off of them women and men and putting it on you, which is different generational curses from them onto you. It's all about spiritual stuff. You have no idea what you're doing if you're doing that. And if you're doing that, you're making an excuse on why you want to continue living your life the wrong way. And plus, what might work for us might not work for you because everybody's
Yes.
journey is different. That's why I tell people, hey, if you're doing this, as long as it's right and you fighting for the right side of good, that's all that matters. That's all it is. And I want to back this up. You said about people went to church, right? Because I was in Christianity, grew up too, right?
Yeah.
All this when we was born into debt. That's what sin means, debt. But
Yeah.
also the words that you say is a spell. All these people that's in these churches, it's nothing but nothing but a Masonic house. Because people got to decode these words. Church, CHU is an agreed unit of angle. The Masonic symbol is the Greek unit of angle, and then RCH in church of bishops over other bishops. So guess what? You got the deacons first, you got the elder and the pastors. It's a chain of command like the military. So guess what? They already got a pre-plan to keep the people asleep. Why is it in every corner and people are still entrapped into this 3D matrix? And then on top of that, you got the all black churches to keep the black people, melanated people, as slaves, and you got the all non-melanated people in these churches to keep them in their place. Just like you got the commissioners in melanated areas, which is look like us, and then you got the non-melanated areas that looks like them to keep everything in order. It's all a spell, and you got people got to get over the color of your skin and go by the energy. That's what it's all about. That's what it's
Yeah.
all about.
Yes, because you got to also let me go back to the chakras because
Yeah.
we're gonna do a video talking about the chakras, but I want you, anybody that's listening to me, and I know we didn't tell anybody we was gonna do this video. I think I made a video and I said it a little bit. Y'all didn't know what time we was gonna come on, but learn about your chakras because once you go within and you find out who you are, you become untouchable.
Yeah.
You become a different person than you ever been in your life. But you
Mm-hmm.
got to go through steps. You're not, see, people like what's going on right now. Everybody knows that it is a change. Everybody know that something is going on that ain't right and it don't feel comfortable right now.
Yeah.
Everything, the bills is sky high.
Yeah.
Sometimes you wake up, you're angry. You don't know what you're angry for. The energy is real messed up.
Yeah.
So we got to continuously try to open up our chakras because it's not easy, but it's the way you live your life.
Yeah.
Is how you open up your chakras.
Mm-hmm.
It's sometimes like when my chakras opened up, I had to. Do you know I didn't talk to my mother, nobody for about 10 for years. They didn't know where I was at. They didn't have a clue of where I was at. But I
Yeah.
had to do this because when before your when you begin to get on the journey of learning about yourself, the universe is going to take you away from everybody.
Yes.
You're not going to have nobody you can talk to. People ain't going to understand what you're saying. You're going to
Yeah.
think you're going crazy. You're going to think a lot of things. But you
Mm-hmm.
got to keep going. It was many nights I had to wake up crying to myself.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about you learning who you are. Look in that mirror.
Yeah.
Ask yourself, who am I?
Yeah.
You got to get to know yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're hurting other people or trying to hurt other people for apparently no reason and they do good by you and you're still hurting them, you're not one of our people.
No.
Because we don't do that.
No.
Gossiping, we don't do that.
No.
And I'm
You
going to
gotta learn to
tell
be
you another
alone.
thing too of what a lot of people don't know. When you talk to somebody on the phone and y'all talking, that's exchange of energy too. Don't
Yeah.
even give a person even that type of energy
Mm-hmm.
because they use all kind of energy. That's just like dating. You meet a man on the phone or a woman on the phone, and you fall in love by a conversation. So you should know that you're exchanging energy.
Yep.
You
That's
got
what
to
sex
get
all
by
about.
yourself, and in anything that is not right, get it out your life, first of all.
Yeah.
I can only tell you because in a minute, this shit going to be over with anyway. It's going to be over with. So the best thing for you to do is you got to separate yourself from everybody. And a lot of people cannot do that. A lot of people can't do it. And you know that them people is not right for you, but you can't let go. But the main thing is to open up your chakras.
Yeah.
Because that's what sets you free. And that's what separates you from the rest of the people. Because you notice, like, some people can walk in the room and all eyes is on them. They can look like a bomb, but all eyes is on them. That's a person that knows themselves. That's why everybody is looking. Because people ain't going by money no more. Money ain't important. They not jealous of nobody with money. Because we know money is fiat. They jealous of people that know themselves, that their energy is on point. That's what a lot of people is jealous of. They not jealous of no average person with no money. They don't
Yeah.
care. And we're going to the point we don't wear banners no more. You don't see me with Coach on my chest. You don't see me with Ralph Lauren on my chest. We don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Because you should be the star of everything.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
should be the center of everything. Anybody in your life that do not uplift you, you got to get rid of them. You do not having sex all over the place. That's overrated. And sometimes it's nothing but a spirit that's on you.
And I want to add this too.
Go ahead.
I want people to think about this. The universe revealed this to me Saturday. Now, the people
I'll
that
be right
you
back.
around, you got to have that mindset. Okay, we was at war with people that looks like us before we came to Earth. You got to have that mindset. Okay, if I operate and know who I really am in the spiritual realm before I came to Earth, and how powerful I really am, and I love myself. Number one, you got to learn to be alone. That's part of that spiritual growth. And you're going to start questioning, okay, was I fighting? Was he my enemy? He or she was they my enemies before I came back?
You finished?
No, often it just left my mind. Who was your enemy before you came to Earth? Was you fighting them? And did you kill them in your past life? And they remember everything that you did? And they trying to get vengeance against you in this lifetime? Or was y'all fighting side by side? That's how I want to say. I'm sorry, y'all, but yeah, you got to have that mindset. Was they your friends or your enemies in your past life? Because once you operate within yourself and you love to be alone and you communicate with the universe, with your ancestors, other good. You can't manifest just any ancestors because you got ancestors that can't stand you, and they sitting there watching you enslaved, and they love it and they hate you with a passion. You got to manifest the ancestors that's fighting for you while you in this jurisdiction, this physical realm, and they fighting for you where nobody can see you. That's why you got to learn to be by yourself, because you can't communicate with the universe when everybody's around you. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
You got to love to be by yourself. That's part of spiritual training, because spiritual growth to a higher realm, from 3D to a higher realm under the universal laws. Because once you protect it under the universal laws, they can't touch you. That's
Yeah.
part of the laws. And once you do that, you good. So that's why you got to learn to be alone. But this physical realm wants you to be around people all day, every day, being distracted. You can't do that. Learn to be alone. That's part of spiritual training. Once you get the spiritual training, then your warrior spirit gonna come back. And that's when you're gonna get more and more downloads that nobody can take from you. One thing I learned, I tell people all the time, that you can find great things in the book, but everything is not gonna be in the book. It's gonna come straight from the spiritual realm to your chakras, to your third eye, and it's gonna make you more powerful. Always remember that, people.
Yeah.
Remember who you are. Communicate. If you got questions, the only thing you got to do, you got to be pure hearted now. You got to have pure spirit and pure soul. Ask. That's all you got to do is ask, and it's going to come to you.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
Yeah, and we don't. I call it the universe because every time and I'm gonna tell you when your chakras is open, you're gonna know it. Because number one, they're gonna come in a dream and they're gonna start revealing themselves to you.
Mhm.
That's the first thing that started
Yeah.
happening to me. They would come in a dream and tell me where I was going, where I
Yeah.
was going. What was going to happen to me. That's why I can get on here with so much confidence and not be afraid because
Hmm.
they're gonna come to you in a dream. Like I remember, I had not talked to my sister in about it had been about 10 years. We close now, but I had not talked to my sister in about 10 years, and I was mad because I would get mad and I would branch off and wouldn't talk to them because I'm like, what type of family is this? What's going on here? And I had a dream. It was a vision, and I went to sleep. And what had happened is I asked this lady, she was a tall lady. I said, can you I guess it was some tissue. I said, can you hand me that tissue up top? And she grabbed it and gave it to me. And she said, it's gonna be a person that call you in a couple of days. Because they're gonna introduce themselves to you. In a couple of days, I told my friend about it. The lady who I was in church with, I told her about it. And this was right before I got kicked out of the church. When I told her about it, about a couple of days later, my sister called. It's going to introduce you to yourself, to who you are, and
Yeah.
it's going to show you, it's going to give you the confidence that you're not afraid to speak because you know that it's something different. So when I would go to my pastor and say, wait a minute, there's somebody in my dream and it's telling me stuff before it happened. And he was like, no, that can be a demon. Be careful. That's all he would say.
Hmm.
But what he was trying to do was throw me off because he was a Mason. So
Yeah.
their job is to throw us off and to make it seem as though we don't know what we're talking about and they got all the powers. This is why they
Yeah.
say in order for you to get through Jesus, you got to come through me. But he's screwing every woman in the church.
Yeah.
Got 3 or 4 baby mamas in the church.
Yeah.
And I knew one pastor, each day of the week, he had different women at the church coming to his house sleeping with him
Yeah.
each day of the fucking week because they don't
Hmm.
care because their job is to manipulate you.
AKA spiritual entrapment too. Because the more
Yes.
people that sleep with, the more people, the more women the pastor sleep with, the more they're going to keep you spiritually entrapped. So even if something happened to that lady or that man, because we can't say ministers sleep with only women, they sleep with men too. We got
Yeah,
we
they
got to put
do.
it out there.
Yes, they do.
So if
That's
something
true.
happened, guess what? You got to come all the way back. And here's another thing: we are the currency. We are the golds, diamonds, and all that. Because if you go in the sun, guess what? We shine. We are. And no reptilians know that, and no pastors and the Freemasons know that. So if something happened to us, guess what? They're gonna take your whole currency, your hidden trust account. They're gonna use that, and then your body gonna recycle back into the system, and you're gonna be born back here as a slave again. And then you gotta pay that karmatic debt from in your next lifetime for what you did in this lifetime. That's what they are doing. That's that so-called secret these Freemasons are not telling people. And now they mad because we put it out here because we are fighting these motherfuckers. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
They got to
And
go
and
down.
yeah. And the only reason y'all see a change in this in everything now is because a lot of us then woke up. A
Hmm.
lot of us then woke up to the truth. And
Yeah.
the more we wake up, the more that they're gonna fall. Because
Yeah.
they never had no serious control. Oh, they had mental control.
Hmm.
And your pineal gland starts up top and it
Hmm.
goes down to your spinal cord. You got 7 chakras and it goes down to your spinal cord. And each chakra is for a reason, like your throat chakra. That's for you to speak the truth. Once those chakra open, you can't speak no lies.
Yeah.
Now you may be off a little bit, you may not know, but it would never be you're trying to trick somebody.
Hmm.
You're gonna be real with the people.
Hmm.
Okay, it's just you like your third eye. That's your intuition. That
Hmm.
means when somebody walk up on you, you can feel their energy. And a
Yeah.
lot of the sad thing about it, a lot of these demons still think that we can't see them.
Yep.
They
Boom. There
really
it is.
think we cannot see them, and I can see them very clearly. And
Hmm.
I just cause see, we gotta be around them because the spiritual, the awakened, we are the 1%, not them.
Hmm.
We are the 1%, not them. And how they tricked us, they got us away from nature. They
Yeah.
got us away from the animals.
Yeah.
They make now we getting you now you seeing melanated people with cats, dogs, treating them like they children now because we getting our energy back. Because see, when that dog come from outside ripping and running and it come in there with you, it's bringing a lot of nature in there with him or with her.
Yeah.
When they play outside, they bring that energy right in there to you. And that energy can also heal you too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my cat, I had 2 cats. Both of them passed away. I can still feel my cat. Sometimes I wake up and I still think they're in the house with me. It's real strange, but sometimes I think they're in the house with me. And our message is not for everyone, and I get that, and it's okay. But remember back in the day, we would run in the forest, we would run in the trees.
Mm-hmm.
We would do stuff like that. We would be, our parents would go fishing and we would be running through the forest.
Mm-hmm.
They made us stay in the house so we get away from the true nature. Because the sun cannot deal with you. If you're not out in the sun, how is it going to deal with you? If you're not out in nature, how is it going to deal with you?
Mm-hmm.
We never ate at restaurants. And now
No.
I understand why. We ate at home. Because we're being poisoned through these restaurants too. This is
And
why they
energy
make
from the
it so
people.
low for us. What you say, Tim?
And the energy from the people fixing your food. One minute you if they got some living a messed up life of poverty and your energy is low and you eat that food, you're gonna be in poverty too. That's what it's all about. It's about exchanging energy. So you can't just eat anywhere. So if
No.
they had hatred for you, it's
Yeah.
not that simple. But they don't want you knowing that.
Yeah. And we are the cooks. We've always known how to cook. But now we let foreigners come on our land and cook for us. And we have always been the cooks of everything. And to sum up this video, because I wanted to just go for 1 hour, and I know we at 46, we got about 15 more minutes. To sum up everything, what we're trying to tell you all, everything they taught you from kindergarten on down. They taught you that you was a slave. They taught you that all white people hate you.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the deception come in at. Okay, you got white reptilians, you got black reptilians, you got Mexican reptilians, you got all these reptilians around here.
Yeah.
They work together to keep you trapped. So when you go and you see that man, your boss, and he's being racist towards you and you feel it, you blame that on every white person. But see, they're not going to put a white person that think like me and you, they're not going to put them in those positions. They put their own kind in those positions. That's why we never get anywhere. If you any reptilian you run across, they're going to be evil. They're going to be disrespectful. They're not going to care about anybody. They're going to be very nonchalant. That's them. They worried about a purse that costs about $3 to make, and they sell it to you for about 1,500. This is those type of people.
Yeah.
You know, anybody that's external, not internal, external. Those are the people that got that reptilian complex.
Yeah.
And race is an illusion.
Yeah.
It's an illusion. It's not real, because you notice when you leave this earth, and that goes for anybody, you never see this skin right here. You never see this come and disappear with you. It stays right here because it means nothing.
Yeah.
It means nothing. They told us this time, white people would be dying off, but we're dying off now. What happened? You told us they was going to be dying from the sun. That's what we were told, but they're not dying.
And the question is, when people blaming white folks for everything, you got to realize what body was they in before they came back into this jurisdiction.
Exactly.
A lot of people that looks like us, they transition on and agree to being a non-melanated body. That's something you got to think about. Like the police departments and all them that you're seeing, they are a lot of them are reptilians, and people don't even know this. And this comes from me. I worked in the jail system, prison system for many years. People don't even know the jail system and prison systems is energy project centers. That's why what are the black in the melanated neighborhoods called? The projects. They are operating and experimenting on you. When you locked up behind them bars, what they call cells. Cells on your body is nothing but energy. They got to try to take that because they're trying to do whatever they can do to see what they can do to break you down, to make you weak, so they can take away that energy that warrior spirit because they fear you. It's all about fear. And they cause confusion thinking it's like you just said, that it was so-called regular white people that's doing this. No, it's not. It's people that are not man or woman that's doing this. All that belongs to them. These police departments, all these corporations, it's all about, that's the real slavery, people. That's what it's all about. And we got to have that mindset. Stop blaming the non-melanin people and look at them reptilians, look at them dracolians, look at these elves and all them. Those are the motherfuckers that we got to take out of here. That's what it's all about. Like I said, use the indigenous for business. Nothing wrong with that, but go within yourself, and then you're gonna see something very beautiful where you're gonna see who you really are before you came to Earth. That's the secret and the goal you need to reach, so we can take these motherfuckers out of here.
Yeah, because we of the cosmos. What does that mean? It means law. Cosmo means law. You know, they fool us. That's just like when you look at the days of the week. We look at the days of the week. You don't know each day. It means it represents a planet. Each day of the week represents a planet, like Saturday. That's Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
It represents a planet. They took all of that, and that used to be in the Bible. Not these Bibles now, but the Bibles back in the old Bible. It used to be there. But they had to take everything out because they had to take you away from you. And they had to create a whole different person.
Yeah.
This is why they send you to school and church when you're young. When they send you to school and church, that's all you know. So, and they embed that in you when you were a young child because they know when you learn something when you're young, you never forget it.
Yeah.
This is why they. Okay, another thing when it got to do with working, we only work like 18 hours in a week. We didn't work no 40 hours, and some people, because everything is so high, you working like 80 hours a week. That didn't happen. And the way we're treated like slaves. We're not treated, if this is living, then I don't know what living is, because this is not living. And everybody knows this now because everybody is struggling.
Yeah.
But you see the foreigners over here, especially them Hindus. They sit at home all day, every day. And that's why a lot of people is talking about that, because now we're seeing that. This is not their country.
Yeah.
But they sit at home all day and don't leave that house. The only people you see at a job is black, white, and Mexicans. You see nobody else working. You don't see the Arabs, they over here, you never see them with a job. You never see these Hindus working side by side with us. And if they do, they a doctor.
Yeah.
That's not
or
normal.
They own something. Or they own something.
That's not normal. So now people starting to peep this. Now something is going on. And they just got over here. And now what they doing is they getting in the police department. They don't want melanated people. They getting in the police department. They getting all over. Because what they going to do, see, you got to understand. And see, they talk about slavery. They don't talk about how they drop bombs on us.
Yeah.
Lake Lanier, them people was sleeping in their bed. Don't think they won't do it again, because they will. Them people was sleeping in their bed. They got them in the middle of the night and dropped bombs on them. And then you say, no, the white man, wait a minute. Let's go back. Now, let's go back. See, because when I tell you something, everything I tell you, you can go and look it up.
Yeah.
First of all, the white people went extinct. When slavery was going on, they was extinct. They was dying from the bubonic plague in England.
Yes.
But they don't tell you that. When they start coming over here, it was people that was this skin tone, darker. Then you got to understand, you got to think about it more deeper. This right here, this is my hair. But you got a lot of melanated women that wear these wigs. Who told them about our hair products? Who told them how our hair breaks down? That you can make a chemical and make our hair break. Who told them that? When y'all think that it's only white folks don't know your hair. That's why when they come up on you, they ask you, can they touch you? Touch it. They still don't know it. See, we don't think about stuff like this. If you think it's only white people, that's why when I hear somebody, they be talking about, nah, white people, I turn it. Because I
Yeah.
know, no, if you
Yeah.
can't check, you explain to me. If you going extinct, you dying of bubonic plague, but yet you still able to come over here and enslave us. These people, they got to be supernatural. Because I don't see, and the Moors is the one that saved them. Because how can they
Orphan,
do it?
orphan train, remember?
And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you the truth. Back in the day when I was in nursing school, I was on Section 8. So I was in Minnesota. I was on Section 8. So what had happened is this white woman, she was my caseworker.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, she said, listen, I don't care. You know, she gave me the check. So she didn't give a damn about nothing. She said, give me your check. So she said, I want you to continuously go to school. That's what I want you to do.
Yeah.
My dumb ass, I moved to Atlanta. Thinking, I want to be around my people. Man, the first year, this black woman that I had would cut down my hours. She said, no. She said, I'm taking it. She said, I want you to quit your job and I'm taking it, or I'm going to take it. Don't
Yeah.
quit your job and I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
I mean, was nasty towards me.
Yeah.
But when I was on Section 8 for about 5-6 years. Because with your Section 8, you could buy a house. And I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to keep it to buy my
Yeah.
house. That black, as soon as I moved to Atlanta, she snatched that Section 8 straight from me.
Yeah.
It was like, no, you don't need it no more.
Yeah.
So we going this is why we have to destroy the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
Because they keep going on this race stuff, race, black and white, black and white, black and white. They got to keep that installed in your head so you go nowhere. And a white person may have some vital information, but you looking at them because they white and you don't want to listen. All white people is not against you. They got
Yeah.
reptilians in them, that's over them too. Just like
Yeah.
we got reptilians that's over us.
Yeah.
This is why we had to defeat Kamala Harris. This
Yeah.
is why we did not want her in office. Because they play games in our face and think we're supposed to take this.
Mm-hmm.
You get a foreigner, turn her into a melanated woman and tell us to vote for her. We don't care what you think and what you know. She look black and we gonna take her. No, that ain't how we doing it anymore.
Yeah.
That's not how we're doing it. You gonna be straight up with us and you gonna tell us the truth.
Yeah.
She was not one of us. She could care less about us, and the whole thing was to get these gay people, this LGBT, this alphabet community, to get them on top of us. That's the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
Because they understand, and I have nothing against them, but they also
Yeah.
understand the LGBT, whatever they are, they have their own community and they stick together.
Yeah.
They stick together. And if you're not one of them, 9 times out of 10, you cannot, they'll talk to you and laugh and crack a few jokes, but you're not LGBT. You don't count.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want that.
Yeah.
People can be whatever you do behind closed doors. That ain't got nothing to do with us.
Yeah. Exactly.
Any rights they have, we should have.
Yeah.
But it's not that way.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also understand when you like that, that's all you think about, and that's all it's like you're a revolutionary for gay people, and that's your prerogative. We're revolutionary for people in general. There's
Yeah.
a difference.
Mm-hmm.
For righteous people, we the revolutionaries for them. Not everybody, but righteous people, because there's only 2 type of people. Either you're right or you're wrong. It's nothing else.
Mm-hmm. And that's what the
And
universe going to now.
yeah, and a lot of people, the problem with them is because they don't want to change. They want to come to us. Well, I got about three or 4 bitches, and yeah. So I ain't gonna change that. But anything else I can do. Life don't work that way here.
You can't hide nothing
Life
from the
don't work
universe
that
either.
way here.
Yeah.
You can't
You
be
can't.
that way.
Yeah.
And another thing I want to point out before we get off, it was a guy, and he said he was talking about women, because I'm not for women or male. I'm for what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah.
So he was saying how black women, they it's their fault what they going through because they keep the man away from the child. I'm not saying that don't happen. But I got a friend. No, I got a friend, and she got 3 Three baby daddies, and you can't judge, and I'm not trying to judge, but she got three baby daddies, and I know she have kept them. She have tried her best to keep them with their father, and the fathers don't want nothing to do with them children. When you say that, what you really saying is that you giving these deadbeats that don't want to take care of their children, you giving them a pass because the first thing they gonna say, she don't want me to have nothing to do with my child, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they be lying.
Yeah.
And we got to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm for right. I'm for what's right. All that other stuff, I'm not for that. We got to, in order for us to go to the next level, we got to learn how to treat each other. We got to learn how to love on each other. And it's hard because a lot of people, like, everybody want to blend in until it's time to really do the work. Everybody want to blend in until it's time for you to be who you need to be. Then everybody want to get weak. We not looking for that. And a lot of people wonder why me and Cherokee, we don't talk to a lot of people, because we can see the fakeness in you.
Yeah.
So many people be talking about they so righteous, they ready for this. But go deep in their closet. Because when you in this, it ain't no such thing as no closet. Now, back in the day, yeah, I got skeletons in my closet. I ain't gonna lie to you. But right now, it ain't about me keeping something in the closet. After when I do this live, a nigga at my door who I don't even know. And now we about to get in the bed and we about to do some things. I don't play games like that.
Yeah.
You and man that have got in my DM, I've never responded back to him. Don't try that with me.
Yeah.
Because if I needed you, I'll call you. If I don't call you, that means I don't need you.
Yeah.
And the first thing to master sex is having control over sex. And that's our main problem is sex. You gotta have control over your body.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't have it and feel they have to have somebody. Ain't no drop shot coming to me with no foolishness. I don't play that
Mm-hmm.
drop shot stuff. And a lot of you women out here, and you allowing these men because they telling you, give me a baby. That's the biggest trap ever known. When
Don't the
a man
reptilians do the
tell you
same
that,
thing?
he trying to trap you to mess up your life.
The reptilians do that all the time. That's why they still here.
Yes. And I'm gonna tell you, they use our porter. This is our
Yeah.
porter. They
Yeah.
use our porter to bring them demonic seeds into this world. That's why you see so many demonic people in our community.
Yeah.
Look at how strange a lot of these kids look.
Yeah.
We were slender people. Look how strange they look. Because when they walk up on you, they're gonna look good as hell.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just the skin. But when they lay down with you, they DNA say something else. They DNA say something else because you not gonna tell me that you make a child and that child look like that and y'all two look like this. And then all of a sudden he stay around because he don't want you to know that he a reptilian. He'll stay around for a minute, then that nigga disappear and you never see him again. And I'm gonna tell you something about a reptilian man. If you ain't giving up them draws, he ain't staying around you too long. He
Mm-hmm.
got to get missing because he got a mission to knock up as many women as he can. He got a mission. Reptilians come in white, black. They come in both of them. And that's who we're fighting. That's why we get so confused when we walk up to a white person and they acting disrespectful and jacked up. We think because they didn't all. This is what black people have told us all our life. Them blue-eyed devils.
Yeah.
Them blue-eyed
Yeah.
devils. They
Yeah.
kept telling us that when we were young. But
Mm-hmm.
it's black blue-eyed devils too now. It's black blue-eyed devils too.
Can I add something?
Go right ahead.
All right. So why we're not acknowledging in melanated families that the uncles and brothers, dads is raping the young ladies, these babies, and they keep it a
Yes.
secret. It's the reptilians in the families. And guess what word these reptilians and these wicked ass people came up with? This one word that people say all day, every day, especially today in church: forgiveness. They use that word forgiveness because it takes away your warrior spirit, so they can continue doing that same shit of what they're doing now, raping our people and breeding with our people and going back underground. So our people can suffer. Fuck that forgiveness shit. Fuck all that. Get your warrior spirit back. That's what it's all about. They talk about if you don't forgive, you going to hell. If you don't do what we say, you going to jail. That's what it's all about. It's a mental thing. All that forgiveness shit is over with. If we forgave so damn much, and why are we in the same situation? Because they keep getting away with this shit. That's why they talk about forgive your enemies, love your enemies. Fuck that. Everybody, get that out your head. And that's not giving your energy. It's called standing your ground, and it's called getting your warrior spirit back. I know I said a lot in this video, but I got to keep knocking in people's head. You are powerful, and they fear you. It's off of fear. That's what I talk about. Forgive. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah. And one thing I'm gonna leave y'all with this. When you wake up to who you are as a person, because that's how this is not a physical war, this is a spiritual war. Even though they're going to do some physical stuff, this is a spiritual war. So what happens is anybody that try to challenge you and they beneath you, it's like they can't mess with you. The only people, this is why they don't want you to know about your chakras. They don't want you to know who you are, because they understand anybody that is spiritually beneath you cannot touch you. And that goes for them too. And they're not going to tell you that. They want to play games, but I'm telling you. And also, it's like, just stay away from people that is not, people that you know ain't right, start getting them out your life.
Mm-hmm.
Start getting them out your life right now. Because some things is about to change. And you got to be ready for it. Because now they see that we didn't leave. They got all these melanated people to tell us to go all over the world. The Japanese the Japanese people were saying that our men could come and sleep with their women, and we didn't do it. Everybody stayed still. So now what they about to do? Now they gonna try to get physical. But this time, when they get physical, we gonna be ready, and we gonna end everything gonna be ended. And they know that. And they are afraid. Because Camilla Harris, they wanted to see, it was a statistic. They wanted to see, was we still sleep? Now they see that ain't so. Because she should be in that office right today. So now they see that we're not asleep. So now they're going to try something else. They got to.
Yeah.
And they're going to try to get physical. But the only people they can touch is the people that's in 3D. They can't touch people that's outside of 3D. And they don't want to take this is why, okay, I had a video, and I'm going to do another video. Me and Tim going to do another video talking about the chakras. This is why I had a video up on Facebook. This is why now I'm on YouTube. They took the video down. I didn't even know it. Out of all videos, they took that video down. Because they do not want us to operate in our chakras and to go within. Yeah. Because that makes us a force to be reckoned with. And they don't want that problem. So we'll be back in 2 weeks. We're going to do a video every 2 weeks. And I'll see you back later. I'll see you back in 2 weeks. I hope you enjoyed what we were talking about. Stay winning. Thank you for joining us. Jessica Martin, thank you. Nick Martin, One Sassy Mama, thank you. You was on point. You was here when it first started. I don't know what that is, but
thank y'all.
It say wolf something. These hideous Hindus from India is problematic. Yes, they are. They very problem. You right on that. They are a problem.
Can I say one thing?
Go right ahead.
All right. Anybody, if you questioning somebody, ask the universe within a vision when you rest your body at night. And 10 times out of 10, they're going to tell you if they're your enemies or not. Because that one person might be that one person that's holding you back from operating to a higher spiritual level, to 5D and all that. You never know. Even if you're married to somebody, sometimes you got to let that person go to get to a higher level. I had lost everything to get where I'm at, and it was worth it. It will make you more powerful, and it will change you to a whole nother person spiritually, and it's going to lead to your physical form to make you a little younger. It's time to make a change. Don't talk about it. Be about your shit. This is the time in life where you got to be about it, because it's coming to a time where it's either going to help you save your life or it's going to cost you your life, not just within you, but within your family for generations to come. I had to say that. But thank y'all.
Thank y'all. Cherokee, Tulu, 1111, thank you. Red Feather Rock, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
Thank you so much. And J Flag, thank you so much. And I'm gonna we're gonna keep posting. This is gonna be this is where we're gonna be at now. And subscribe to my channel, and we got a lot of stuff to share with you all. And I'm gonna
Yeah.
try to it's another guy I want to get on here, and he can break down the white and black concept too. I'm gonna try to get him on the next time I
Oh yeah.
do the podcast. We're gonna try to get him on, because you all gotta understand, you gotta get out of that black and white stuff. It's
Yeah.
not helping us. It has
Yeah.
never helped us.
Yeah.
You got to get out of it.
Yes.
Okay. So you all have a nice day. Bye.